What's up, fellows? This is Kevin at Cross Culture Christian, helping you cross the gap between your life and the good life. So my wife and I did something that we've never done before. We went camping, specifically car camping. Came here and we camped out on that tent. You see that? That one right there. Cool. So nice. Something that I've never done before, either by myself or other people. I've done glamping, but not camping. Anywhoosies. Sudha, I'm vlogging. Do you want me to wake you up or what? Stay inside a little bit longer.
Okay.
Thank you. Being out here in nature and being present with my wife and in the company of the greenery and the streams and all this stuff got me thinking about attention. Also got me thinking about this book. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna have a video soon about the top 10 books that I've read in 2019. I haven't even finished this book. Okay, I started this in 2019, but this is the best book I've read in 2019. I'll tell you why in a later video, but I'm gonna share a quote and a couple thoughts from this towards the end of the video. So if you want to jump there, I'll add the timestamp here or here. Just maybe here, right there. But if you want to see some nice memories of my wife and I enjoying our first camping trip ever, check it out. This is very nice. Okay, so if you're going to commit the cardinal sin of getting instant coffee or instant anything for that matter, get this. Juan Valdez, 100% cafe, premium, freeze-dried, soluble coffee. Yeah, sounds bad, but it's good. Don't get that. What's that? Folgers? Vulgar? Nescafe?
I don't know.
Mud. What do you want me to do with the potatoes? I saw a meme. It said, it showed all the pictures of different potatoes and what can be done with potatoes, like hash browns and chips and curry and casserole and all that stuff. And the caption was, "This is all that can be done with a potato. Imagine what can God do with you."
That's actually kind of amazing.
About to make my taco. Eggs with bell peppers and onions. Crispy, crunchy potatoes. Nice. I usually add my salsa habanero. Nice. What else should I add? Cotija cheese.
Heart to this. How many tortillas should I make?
Make all of them. Ooh, I forgot something. Sriracha, condiment of the gods. Look at this. Oh, try it. Wow.
How is it?
So good. One more bite. The story of the loaves and the fishes, where Jesus takes all the loaves, the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and he multiplies it. Those are not loaves, they were tortillas. They are tacos.
Shall I go in the hammock with you?
It doesn't fit. No. No. Back. What are you doing?
I'll sit on you. Exagerado, I don't weigh that much.
You don't. No.
This is the best part of being married, people. You have someone that you can constantly prank.
It's the worst camping trip ever. Camping for me has been what an author, Mike Cosper, in his book Recapturing the Wonder, talks about as a feast of attention. It's a place in time where 2 or more people get together for the sole purpose of being seen and being heard and being known. An example of that would be the dinner table. You know, unmediated by screens, where you're just talking, you're eating and talking with people. In my faith tradition, I'm a Seventh-Day Adventist. We do this thing called a potluck, where once a month or twice a month we come together as a church family, and we'll bring different foods that we've made, and we'll come together and we'll eat together. It's a feast of not just food, but attention. Jenny Odell, in her first book, which is amazing, called How to Do Nothing, she talks about how we live in an age of information where our attention is probably the most valuable currency there is right now. Pretty much all social media and advertising agencies absolutely rely on one commodity, and that is our attention. And so we live in an age where our attention is commodified, monetized, and even exploited. Jenny Odell has this quote in page 93, and I want to read this. It's fascinating. She talks about, okay, so if we live in an age of attention, how do we reclaim our attention? How do we withdraw our attention? What are the ways to do that? She contrasts her suggestion with popular suggestions like get out into the country and live an ascetic life, a monastic life where you just don't interact with real life and real people. And I think some people have done that over the past few years, and she says that's one way to do it, but it's not entirely realistic according to her, which I tend to agree as well. And so she says this instead. She says, a real withdrawal of attention happens first and foremost in the mind. What is needed then is not a once and for all type of quitting, but ongoing training. The ability not just to withdraw attention, but to invest it somewhere else, to enlarge and proliferate it, to improve its acuity. We need to be able to think across different timescales when the mediascape would have us think in 24-hour or shorter cycles, to pause for consideration when clickbait would have us click, to risk unpopularity by searching for context when our Facebook feed is an outpouring of unchecked outrage and scapegoating, to closely study the ways that media and advertising play upon our emotions, to understand the algorithmic versions of ourselves that such forces have learned to manipulate, and to know when we are being guilted and threatened and gaslighted into reactions that come not from will and reflection, but from fear and anxiety. I am less interested in a mass exodus from Facebook and Twitter than I am in a mass movement of attention. What happens when people regain control over their attention and begin to direct it again together? So good. Yeah. For me, so coming back to camping though, camping for me has been a feast of attention. I put my phone away, I didn't look at social media, I didn't text anybody except for one or two people, actually. Yeah. I didn't feel like I needed my phone. Like, I'm so stuck to the phone and the demands of the now. And the problem is, many times I feel like I am sacrificing the beauty of the now to satisfy the urgencies of the next. I think everybody has to have an experience like this where you just come out and just enjoy time, even if it's just you. Just to get out from all the hustle and the bustle and the busyness of life, just so that we can come and refocus. Like, what are your priorities? Why do you exist? What makes you tick? What are your deepest desires? Those existential questions, I think, would get better clarity when you're out here in nature, by yourself, in solitude, places where you're not affected by the deep and dark specter of capitalism or anxiety, fear. And maybe like what Odell says, the retreat from all these things that suck our attention, first of all, has to take a place in our mind. And so I guess my question for myself and my reflection for myself would be, how can I camp or tent when I'm out there in the world? Where can I find moments of peace and solitude in my day-to-day life where I can just be and rest? And for me, one of those moments has been just to spend time with my God in scripture, in prayer, journaling, pausing, breathing, helps me stay grounded. And where I talk to him and I'm just there. That makes me think about this other quote by A.W. Tozer, a theologian. He says that public religion is perfected when private religion is purified. Love it. What that means, at least for me, is that unless I learn to be by myself not necessarily alone, but in solitude, be present, a reality unmediated by screens or worries, I probably won't know how to be with other people, really be with other people. Camping reminds me that I need to cultivate my attention, something that I need to nourish and grow and flourish, because cultivating attention, at the end of the day, won't just open up new ways of thinking, but I believe it opens up new worlds of meaning ready to be explored. Take care and God bless.